FL3X. You already know what it is. It's the Wake Up, Catch Up, Keep Up series. I'm your host, Carlos Puckering. The whole entire world is flex. It's Motivation Monday. That's one of my favorite days of the week. It's every day I grind. But I want to start your week off right, and I want to start your week off with a positive message. So I want to let you know, rejection is a myth. So no matter how many times you're told no, no matter how many times you're turned away on your way to what you think your ultimate success is, rejection is an absolute myth. No means nothing, and it's just another opportunity to come back. A setback is an opportunity for a comeback. So just to tell you a quick story about a situation that I had where it seemed like there was no other option other than to give up, but I just kind of seen that there was going to be much more to it if I didn't. So I remember I was going to get my U.S. passport. I'm a Canadian citizen, but I'm also a U.S. citizen as well. So I wanted to get my U.S. passport, and basically the immediate thing that comes up is, you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. So you have to identify your why. And so I didn't know specifically what I wanted my U.S. passport for, but I knew that I wanted it, and I knew that I wanted to do business in the States, and in Detroit, Michigan in particular. And I needed my U.S. passport. I needed to be able to have U.S. residency. So there was just so many reasons why I had to get that done. So anyway, my why was set, and so I started to go onto my mission. So I called the office. I used Google. We got Google, so you don't have to even work hard. I found out where I needed to go. So I called the office. I got the information that I needed, and I got there. And it was like an hour to get there, traffic and everything, crossing the border from Canada. So I get there. That takes a long time. It's not like you're just walking. It's not like McDonald's. You don't just go through the drive-through and get your passport. That's not the process it is. So I take a ticket. I sit down. That process is about an hour. After that, I get up to the window, and the lady says, "Hey, you got all your paperwork, but because you haven't lived here for so long, we don't know where you've been. I'm gonna need your long form birth certificate." So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not even gonna be upset about it. It just is what it is. I mean, I was upset about it, but there was nothing I could do about it. So I went home. That was another hour home, and I went to my filing cabinet and I looked. Wow, my long form birth certificate is in terrible condition. So I had to get a new one. So I Googled again. I used Google again, and I found out where I had to go get my long form. So I go there. Luckily, there was no problems with that. Weeks have gone by this time, so I'm starting to get a little bit discouraged, but I'm like, it is what it is. I get that paperwork, I go back. It's probably like 2 weeks later now. I drive back, I get there, take the number again. That's another hour. So I get to the window. I'm like, actually, at this time, I'm geeked. I'm like, I know I got what I need, so there's no way she's telling me no. So I get to the window, and she's like, yeah, this long form birth certificate is awesome. Let me see if I can get this done for you. So she goes to log in the information, and her supervisor comes by, and she looks at the paperwork, and she's like, we don't really have any proof that you are, who you say you are other than these documents, and we're just gonna need a little bit more proof. So, where have you been this whole time? And I'm like, I've been going to school in Canada. Like, that's where I live. That's where I've been going to school. And she's like, well, we need proof that you've been going to school in Canada, so you're gonna have to give us your transcripts from grade or high school. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is just, at this point in time, like, this is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm just having a tough time getting something that I feel like should be a lot more simple of a process. So anyway, that brings me to my next point, which is be unstoppable. Because even though I was starting to get discouraged, I was like, listen, at this point I've already done so many things, there's no way I'm gonna stop right here and just not go through the process. I felt like I was halfway, 3/4 of the way through, so there's no way I was gonna stop. So I went back, got my transcripts. That wasn't like a 2-day process. You know what I mean? Like, I had to make the call, go in, get the transcripts, pay for those, and then I work every day. So in between my work, that was when I could actually make the time to go. So another couple weeks go by. Now we're into the month period. We're into the month and a half period. And I just had to be resilient. And so I went back with the transcripts, but this is my next point. Think with the power of intention. So I thought to myself, I've already been here twice. I already know they've asked me for things that I haven't been able to present immediately in the beginning. So what else can I do? So I thought intentionally. I was like, What else could they ask me for? I'm bringing mail. I got other ID. I got health card, student card, driver's license, Costco card. I took a picture of the house and the address, so you could. I did all of this intentionally. Like, listen, I have so much stuff. Really, I mean, what can you? You can't. You're not gonna stop me. And after all of that, where I think a ton of people would have had just given up, I didn't. And so now I do businesses in both countries, and I'm not even trying to brag. Like, it's just like I do everything with the power of intention. I do everything with keeping why I'm doing what I'm doing in mind, and I really do run with the mind state of being unstoppable. And the funniest thing about it is, like, I'm just now starting to see some of those doors opened up for what I did then. So, sometimes you just gotta listen to your heart and, go through the process, of the struggle. I say it all the time. Thank God for the struggle, because that's what built the muscle, right? And so if you give up, and you just automatically lose. But if you realize that rejection is a myth, and it's just something that your mind tells you that's happening, and you think about what you're thinking about, and you realize that the small things make the huge differences. You will wake up, you'll be able to catch up, and once you get there, you'll always keep up. So once again, it's Motivation Mondays, my favorite day of the week. I want to start you off right. Have a great week. God bless. And until next time, the whole entire world is Flex.